This pandemic has changed nearly every aspect of our daily lives, how we work, socialize, shop, and even exercise. Each of us is affected in one way or another. Zoom, Skype, Google Hangout, House Party, you may be familiar with one of these video conferencing platforms. By now, they've been vital tools when it comes to keeping in touch, but these are also avenues for cyber criminals looking to exploit. For example, all teachers in Singapore stopped using Zoom for their home-based teaching after hackers hijacked the streaming of a lesson to show obscene pictures to some students. The Education Ministry said the move was a precautionary measure until security issues have been ironed out. Olivia, over to you.
And just as we've learned to reduce the risk of the coronavirus through social distancing measures and proper hand washing, we need to develop good security habits as well. And here to tell us more is Gardiner, Head of Security Engineering of Asia Pacific and Japan at cybersecurity firm Checkpoint Software Technologies. Hi, Gary. Thanks for joining us today. Now, experts continually say there is no way to prevent cyber attacks from happening, but the risks they pose can be managed if the average person like you and me practices good cyber hygiene. What can each of us do in that case?
Well, to start with, when we're working from home, looking at things around making sure that your Wi-Fi is password protected is a simple one. Making sure that all your applications are up to date and the operating system that you're running those on are up to date and patched fully. Those are good common sense measures that we would say to any organisation, and we mean it for anyone who's working from home or for students working from home on their own laptops as well.
And how about emails? Because, for example, when it comes to home-based learning, students get many emails with attachments that they're supposed to open, so access this home-based learning. So what can they look out for?
So just to make sure that the email address they're getting from is their teacher's email address or a trusted email address if it's any individual. Also making sure that you have good security on your home device as well. So good antivirus, anti-malware products sitting on there that are providing you with a certain level of security if you were to unfortunately, to open a malicious file. But the primary one is making sure that you are looking at and opening emails from a trusted source.
So, even speaking about the individual level, but how about the business front? In light of the outbreak, many companies moved into work from home in a hurry, and some are not equipped to handle all the security loopholes that come with video call platforms. So, can they still catch up in terms of cybersecurity? And if so, what can they do then?
Yeah, so having a good remote access solution is key. So a lot of organizations that we've been working with around their business continuity didn't have, the facilities or the capability or the throughput to deal with a lot of people now moving to remote access. So looking at, again, installing a good cybersecurity platform onto those remote devices, installing and implementing a good VPN solution, so you're encrypting the traffic from the home office to the corporate LAN. Now, if you look at things like Zoom has changed the way that it's implemented its platform and is continuing to do so. So password protecting sessions that you have for video conferencing, looking at the number of attendees and who's actually attending those sessions is key. And they have in the system and have implemented it more often now as a waiting room. So you can actually, people when they join the session can actually then have to wait for you to allow them onto that session to stop them being able to hijack it. But what we have seen is a lot of people, because they're working from home on social media, posting photographs of their Zoom sessions, and that has the session ID at the top of it, which is kind of just the address of where everything's going on. So we would say to people as well, be careful about what you're posting on social media.
Right. Well, Gary, for some context, how much of a rise in cyber crimes are you seeing during this ongoing crisis?
So specifically around video conferencing platforms, we have seen a rise in domains that have been, for example, with the Zoom name in it, trying to trick people into downloading malicious versions of the software, or looking at the capability to trick people into doing something so they can put malware onto their device. So we have seen a big spike, as we would normally do with any large event around the globe. We expected to see it with Tokyo this year with the Olympics. That's been delayed. But any kind of big sporting event or something like this where there's a lot of press coverage, we see that the threat actors will go after that because a lot of people are looking for information. And because they're looking for that information online, they'll go to multiple sources, and it's easy for them to register domains that look similar or may look and feel like the original content owners, but it isn't. And just a way to get malicious code onto those devices.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Gary. That was Gary Gardiner, Head of Security Engineering of APAC and Japan at cybersecurity firm Checkpoint Software Technology.